Hello everybody, we are here for the second episode of our Newcastle series. The first one was the introduction to the series. Now this one is where it really gets going. We've got the first match of the season, as well as we spent £200 million in the transfer window. We might want to talk about that a little bit. We've brought in plenty of players. The squad that was going to be playing in today's match against Watford is pretty much a brand new squad, so there's plenty to get into. So let's get right into it, no more wasting any time. Hi everybody, welcome to episode 2 of our Rebuilding Newcastle series, and there is a lot to get into today, but I just want to say a massive thank you because I put out episode 1 yesterday and my record for a video in 24 hours in this channel was around 500-400 views. My Newcastle episode 1 has got 5,000 views in one day, and that's 10 times more than I've ever got before. It's incredible support. You guys have been absolutely smashing it. The subscribers have gone up. So really, I just want to say a massive thank you. And if you could keep hitting the like button, keep commenting, getting involved, it really does help push these videos out to as many people as possible, and it would really mean a lot to me. Before we get looking at all these transfers that we've made, and we have made a lot, I just want to mention to you guys that I did mention in the previous video that we're aiming for 5,000 subscribers on the channel before Christmas. Now, you guys have been smashing it with the subscribe button, but 82% of the people that watched episode 1, so that's over 4,000 people, haven't subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of them and you enjoy the content and you're watching this video, feel free to hit subscribe. You can change your mind at any point. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps me, and we can get closer and closer to that target. And I'm thinking as well of doing an FM22 giveaway. So maybe we'll give that a go, I don't know. But here we are with Newcastle, and we have the first match of the season, as I did mention, against Watford in the Premier League. Pre-season has gone pretty well. Not amazing, but it's gone pretty well. But I think the thing that's gone even better was the transfer window. You guys were suggesting player after player in the comments, and we have spent money. I don't think there's any point wasting any more time. We may as well just go and look straight at all the players that we've gone and bought. So try not to judge them all too quick, because I think we need to go into each individual transfer first. If we go back to the start, here is the first signing that we made as Newcastle manager. We brought in a new goalkeeper. Dubravka is fine, but I wanted an upgrade. We had money. Livakovic, or Livakovic, however you pronounce it, has been a hero for me. When I did a little save on FM21, I'm sure if any of you watched it, you guys will remember that, and I think he's going to make a great goalkeeper for our Newcastle squad here, and could potentially be with a team if we do eventually go and push for a Champions League title. I think he's good enough to still be in goal. We then went and spent £40 million roughly on Yves Bissouma of Brighton. This guy is incredible, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, playing for a club outside the top 6. He's a great tackling midfielder, but he doesn't lack in other areas either. I think we've got a real steal here, and the fact that his value is so high goes to show that. One thing I did encounter, I don't think Bissouma is one of them, but one thing I did encounter with some of these signings was, even though they want to join Newcastle because of the money, a lot of them wanted a release clause inserted because of the fact that our reputation isn't high enough yet, that we're not a Champions League club, so they wanted release clauses for Champions League clubs. So that is something we're going to have to deal with. We might lose a few of these players, them clauses eventually, but I think it's fine. We're building the club pretty quick, and we can't expect every single transfer to be a long-term success. But speaking of someone who I think could definitely be a long-term success, we have got Tanguy Nianzou from Bayern Munich, a wonderkid centre-back. Doesn't say wonderkid on him yet, I'm sure it will be. He is an absolute star of a player, 19-year-old Frenchman, good physically, 6'2", good technically too, and good mentally. I think we've got a great centre-back on our hands there. The spending didn't stop there though. That is around £70 million already spent. Then we bought in another hero of the old Lille series, and that is Zeki Celik. The right-back was pretty incredible for the first couple of years, very consistent, and our best right-back at the club before this was Isaac Hayden, I think, so I think we definitely needed a right-back improvement, and that's what we did. We then spent £40 million on a winger to match what I think St Maximin's quality is on the left-hand side. We wanted on the right too, so I bought in Rafinha, proven Premier League quality. He is a great player. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of caps for Brazil in this save eventually, but really good physically, really quick, coming in off that left-hand side as an inverted winger. He is going to be dangerous, good mentally, and then of course he is technically brilliant. One of the best dribblers in the Premier League, I would say, and I think we've got a steal on our hands there, and especially taking him from another club in the Premier League who are probably pretty annoyed that we've stolen him in Leeds. And it makes me very happy to say we're probably only about halfway through the transfers that we made so far. Alex Grimaldo then came in as a left-back from Benfica. I think it was about 13 million. I think is an absolute snip for this guy. He is definitely better going forward than he is defending, but I don't mind that. His defending isn't bad, but he's just very good going forward. He's probably going to be on a lot of set pieces and stuff like that too. I haven't sorted all of that just yet for this first game of the season, but we'll get around to it eventually. I think Grimaldo is a great signing, and at 25, he's got plenty of years in the tank to be a top quality player for us. We've then spent £5 million on, I don't know if he'll ever make it into our first team, but he's definitely a good backup centre-back for now, Benoit Badiashile of Monaco, I believe it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Monaco. He's been playing about a whole season for them already. The 20-year-old Frenchman has a lot of potential. is already a pretty good player, isn't going to start, but as a left-footed centre-back, I'm sure he'll be playing fairly regularly for us throughout the season because we have got rid of a fair few players from the original Newcastle squad, which we'll get into. Don't worry, guys. Shelvey, Paul Dummett. I had some comments about Paul Dummett asking me to keep him, so Shelvey and Dummett are still here. Don't know what your guys' obsession is with Dummett, but John Joe Shelvey, I said it in the first episode, I'm saying it again, we will win the Champions League with John Joe Shelvey involved in the match at some point. Marcus Edwards was our next transfer, though. Another player to give us some backup on the wings. We've got Maximan and Fraser on one side, and then Rafinha and Marcus Edwards on the other. Marcus Edwards, an English player, is always useful to have in the Premier League, and I mean, £20 million I think is a good bit of business for him. He's probably worth a lot more, £50 million roughly. Similar to Rafinha, good coming in on that right-hand side. He should be perfectly suited for that inverted winger position that I want to use in this system, and I'm hoping it still works in FM22 as good as it did in FM21. Akanji was then our main centre-back, so he's going to be our prime centre-back, if you want to call it that, the player that's like in the peak of his career. I think he does have a release clause on him. £33 million, which, considering we paid 20 for him, 17.5 or whatever it was from Borussia Dortmund, it's not that big of a jump, but I think once we prove to these players that we are good enough, we can get them signed to new deals or sell them on and buy someone even better once we're in the Champions League. But I think Akanji is definitely the kind of centre-back we're looking for. Value for money, 100% I would say. We've then spent £30 million on a deep-line playmaker because I really wanted someone that wasn't Sean Longstaff. No offence, Sean Longstaff, but I think Sean Longstaff will be the backup for a little bit to Julian Weigl, who we bought from Benfica. £30 million spent on him. He's valued at way more than that now. He's definitely going to be the player that's pinging out all the passes, and then mental attributes are absolutely phenomenal for a player his age. The German, I believe, did he used to be at Dortmund or Bayern Munich? Dortmund. He was at Dortmund, yeah. I think he's going to be a star for us. I think he's going to be one of our best signings. I don't know why, but I just think he will. Then we had a bit of money left over, wanted an extra body in midfield. Loftus-Cheek was available for £5 million. Say what you will about him. Looks very good in real life at the minute, but Chelsea were looking to sell him. I was looking to buy him, so we bought him in. One person that I did almost get, and we'll look at this before we look at sales, is Kirill Despodov. If any of you watched the St Etienne rebuild that came out a few days before the Newcastle first video dropped, this guy was brilliant on either wing. I am scouting him and waiting, but we got a deal sorted for him, only for it to basically say that he didn't want to join us because he has only just signed for his new club, which is fair enough, but he will be part of our team, I'm telling you. He was insane for us in that St Etienne rebuild. Best value for money signing I think I've ever made. He's my Jamie Vardy if I'm Leicester City. He is my Jamie Vardy. Sales, we made plenty. Fabian Schär, the first one out the door, for £4 million. Let me just sort this by most recent date. Yeah, £4 million for Fabian Schär, £2 million for Kieran Clark. Federico Fernandez gone out on loan, so as you can see, we pretty much revamped the whole defence. Another defender gone in Emil Kraft. There was a few calls in the comments to make sure he never plays for Newcastle again, so that's been done. Kraft is out the door, the Swedishman. Swedishman? Swede? I think it's Swede. That sounds like he's a vegetable, though. He's not a vegetable, but he's gone. It doesn't matter what he is. He's not at our club anymore. Jeff Hendrick has left for, quite curiously, Dynamo Moscow. I didn't expect that, but he's gone there for 3.6 million. Actually, a good bit of value from Jeff Hendrick. I don't know what he's doing out in that division. Where is it? The Russian Premier League? You go have fun, Jeff Hendrick. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And then Dwight Gale is out the door for 500,000. Joel Linton, a big loss on him for Newcastle, but I wasn't going to use him. £5 million to Krasnodar. Matt Ritchie out to Alaves for 4 million, and then again another 4 million for Isaac Hayden. So these players that we sold are like the bulk of what I would call the championship players that we still had here at Newcastle. No offence to any of them. I'm sure some of them are Premier League quality, but in the kind of squad we're building, I don't think any of them really have a place. We do still have money to spend. If we go to the transfer screen, here you go, £38 million and plenty of wage budget. So easily another 2-3 big signings could still come in, but I'm not too bothered about it right now. I'm going to wait until deadline day, see what's going on, because FFP could be a problem. I think at one point I was overboard, and I might still be, but I do believe we will make money back from competition prize money that should make it okay, but just want to be careful on the FFP front. I don't want to have a save where we're trying to get to the Champions League, only for us to get banned from the Champions League. It leaves probably my ideal starting 11 currently looking a bit like this. So it's got Levakovic in goal, Selic, Nianzou, Akanji and Grimaldo. This is the team that you're going to see in the match today. Loftus-Cheek would usually be Weigl, but he got a 3-month injury. He broke his ankle or something in training, so a bit annoying. I really wanted to see Julian Weigl play, but Loftus-Cheek, as much as he isn't suited to this role, I think he'll be fine. Bissouma is in midfield with Willock. Maybe in the future we can improve on Willock, but I don't mind him right now. Rafinha, St Maximan and Wilson. And I believe it's pushed us all the way up the Premier League rankings. If we go and have a look to Premier League and then down to season preview, yeah, there it is. We are ranked to come around 6th place in the league, which I think is brilliant. The fact that we're pretty much joint in terms of odds with Arsenal, so we're about as good of a squad as Arsenal is. They also spent a lot of money, so we've definitely done some good business here. Still a while to catch up to all the big boys at the top. But I'm very happy with what we've done with the club. Very excited to see what we can do with them. And we're going to see them in game for the first time here. It's actually the first time I'm playing a match on my new computer on my big screen, so we're going to see how I'm used to that with a massive Football Manager screen. But with that being said, I mean, you've seen the tactic, you've seen the players that we're going to be using. This is my first time also seeing the FM22 match engine in person, so I'm actually quite excited for this. We're staying balanced, I don't care. I have also revamped the staff a little bit. We've got a new director of football in Louis Campos, who is absolutely brilliant in Football Manager. We've got a new technical director who's now revamping the staff in his own way. And other than that, I think we're good to go. One thing I am slightly concerned about is, as good as this squad is, dynamics is a very real thing in Football Manager. This isn't like FIFA where you just plug a team together and they work. These players are going to take a while to get used to each other, so I'm not going to judge our early performances too much, because basically this is a brand new starting 11. It takes a while for them to gel, but I'm happy, I'm confident. I mean, Shelby's on the bench, we're going to be fine. Oh, I didn't mention him, did I? We signed Alfredo Morelos. I don't know why I didn't mention him. Yeah, we signed Alfredo Morelos. We signed Alfredo Morelos for £12 million from Rangers. He's back up to Callum Wilson, really. I don't know why he didn't appear on a transfer screen earlier. Oh well, it's fine. We'll just get straight into the match. Grimaldo and Loftus-Cheek, sharpness, that's fine. Livakovic is getting the captain's armband on his first game. I suppose so. No one else really here has been here long enough to deserve it. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. We're here with our first game. Drop a like if you do enjoy this video, or you just want to help boost this video to as many people as possible. 5,000 was really crazy in that first episode, so hopefully, I'm not expecting this one to do 5,000 as well. I understand most people probably watch me and want to drop out, but I'm just hoping some of you come back, and I'm just really excited for this series. I can't wait. Let me know what you think of the transfers down below. Comment who you think we should have bought, who you think might work out for us, and also drop a comment who you think is going to win this match. Just drop comments, guys. Hit this. Just do anything to help boost this video. I beg of you. One thing I will mention, though, that I did forget to mention in the first episode is we do have a Discord linked in the description. There's around 170 members now. It's actually grown to a really nice community of people sharing their tips, saves, plays that they bought, that kind of thing. And I'll shut up about it for a second because we might be about to have our first goal here. We've got a big chance. It's Selic on the right, who's looked dangerous here. Joe Willock. Joe Willock's played it back to Selic, to Rafinha. We're playing it around. Willock gets a shot off. Joe Willock, of all the players that we've gone and bought, Steve Bruce's management has gone and scored this one. So thank you, Steve Bruce, for the play you brought in. It looked like great play from us, though, dominating the ball on that right-hand side. Rafinha working perfectly in that inverted winger role, just taking it in on his left foot when he gets it. Although it was in the box, I wouldn't really say it's a winger position, but he took it on his left foot, slotted it off to Willock, who powered it in. Very happy with that for a start to the game. 1-0 up after 7 minutes, but as I was saying, there is a Discord. If you'd like to join that, it's a great community, and I'm sure everyone would love to have you there. I think we'll be at about 200 members soon, so that's really grown to something that I didn't expect when I started that. Yeah, this game has gone great. What a great start it is for this Newcastle team. I don't really know how we're doing so well, because the pre-season wasn't great. I said it was all right, but we were like drawing to American teams, but then again, that was before we really brought in the new players. When we brought in the new players, it was still fairly even, but we didn't look too comfortable at the back, I was about to say, as Ismail Sarr goes and hits the post. So it does go to show the connection between the players isn't quite there. But this is just a great start by the fact that we're already in the league. So if we can just keep this up all game, get a solid first win in the Premier League, I think with the team we've built, I should be aiming for a Europa League or Champions League spot. I'm not expecting to win the league, but I think that's where we should be aiming. Sarr is in again here far too easily. I don't know how he's getting in so easily, because Nyanzu is meant to be on cover, but that's twice where they've just put a long ball over the top to Sarr, and he's came very close to scoring, so we do need to be careful of that. But we are getting pretty close to half-time, and I've got no issues really. I mean, we have conceded chances actually. You know what? I haven't actually looked to the left-hand side of the screen yet. We're doing okay possession-wise. Chances are going pretty much either way, but they're higher in XG, so it is a much closer game than I gave it credit for. But if we can score from a set-piece, that would really help us out. Rafinha into the box, comes out to Nyanzu, back to Rafinha, who looks like he's probably the most key player in this team so far. He's been brilliant for us on this wing. Whenever we saw a highlight happen, it's coming through him. Kanji on the ball, though, picks out a pass to Rafinha, who we were just talking about, spins his play out. What a goal by Rafinha. He is going to be the one for us, I think. We spent a lot of money on him, 40 million, but he was probably one of the ones I was most confident about, because he's already a Premier League proven player, and he is perfectly suited to the role that we want to play. I think that 40 million is going to look like pocket change compared to what we actually get out of him. Great touch from him, took it to the side. I've got to say, I'm really enjoying this new match engine. I know some people have been giving it a stick, but you can tell when the players are making decisions, and you can really see, like, obviously they're not thinking, but you can see the computer basically thinking about where it's going to go. But as a first half, that has been pretty much perfect. Yes, we have conceded some chances, but bear in mind we are away from home. It's the first time most of these players are playing together, so I have no complaints here really. If we can keep this up, then great. Willock's having a good game, Rafinha's having a good game. Looks like we've got the two centre-backs playing well as well. No one's really struggling too much. I don't think I've seen Wilson touch the ball in the highlight, but I think at about 60 minutes, which is about now, we should probably make some subs, bring on some players. You know we're going to have to go see him. We've got to bring on John Joe. John Joe is coming on for Joe Willock in that Messala role. He's going to be attacking for a Shelby. If he gets a goal, I'd be absolutely buzzing. Who else we got? We'll bring on Morelos for Wilson, considering we haven't seen much from Wilson so far. And for our final one, do we take off Rafinha? 60 minutes in, I don't think we do. Ryan Fraser for St. Maximin, why not? He's someone that we're going to have to try and keep happy because he is a pretty key player here for Newcastle. He did have some interest in him, but it's said he was worth about 30 million. Then the bid comes in of £9 million and the board wouldn't accept it anyway. I didn't want to accept it. So we didn't end up selling him and he is just going to stick around as part of the squad. But if he is part of the squad, we're going to have to use him somewhere or other. There is John Joe Shelby. He looks just like him. I don't know why I've got such an obsession with the man, but I just want him to win a Champions League. Watford are going forward. I couldn't pronounce their name for a second then, but they have gone and hit the post. I don't think there's much wrong with the way that we played there. They just had a good long shot and it almost curled in. So I'm not going to get too annoyed at that. But I think 2-0 is flattering us a tiny bit, but it's just been the star men that we have in our team that have just been dominating the game for us and really creating them critical chances that have meant that we are winning. Here we go. I think we're about to get our first win as Newcastle manager in the first game. We're actually going to see one more highlight, maybe a third goal. Shelby on the ball to Rafinha. Rafinha to Morelos. Morelos powers it in. It looks like it's going to be offside though. I'm pretty sure it is. I haven't actually had a VAR check. This is my first game in FM22, but if it's anything like FM21, as soon as it goes to VAR, it means you're not getting the goal. There you go. Yeah, goal disallowed. We're not getting it, but 2-0 is a perfect start really to the season. There's definitely going to be harder tests on the way than Watford, but I'm 100% taking that. I just want to say a big thank you to you guys if you have watched this video. The people, we got a few achievements as well. But yeah, a big thank you to you guys who are watching and have supported this series. I know I'm no like there's bigger YouTubers out there. Put it that way. There's bigger Football Manager YouTubers, but the support that you guys showed on that first episode and hopefully on this one too, it has really meant a lot for me. At one point, I'm not too much of like a watching numbers kind of person because I just do this because I enjoy it. But at one point, I was just hitting refresh and seeing views, seeing likes, and I was just, yeah, I was buzzing with it, to be honest. And this channel doesn't make any money, really. It's only recently started getting monetized. I mean, if I was doing a video before the Newcastle series started, it would have been at most £1 a video. I don't do it for the money. I do it literally because I enjoy it. So when I do see you guys engaging in the comments and with likes and stuff, honestly, I absolutely love it. I really do. So I just want to say a big thank you to you guys who have supported the series so far. I'm very excited for it. Yeah, like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below which of these signings you thought were good. I'm pretty happy with it. In terms of scheduling and where we'll probably bring it back, if you don't know about the channel, I usually like to do fairly big jumps. So I reckon you'll probably next see is in around October, November, and then we'll come back for the January transfer window. Although I might want to do deadline day. I might want to do, you know what? No, I think you will join us probably for one of these games here because these are a few. I mean, from here to here, it's a hard run of games. Liverpool to Chelsea. We've got West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester City, Arsenal, Liverpool. It'll be sometime around then, and then the one after that will be January transfers. So we've got a few games to play in between them. Outside of Man U, though, I would class all of them as, you know, give it a go, and we could potentially win the matches. And that's when we need to pick up all our points, because realistically, I don't think we can challenge the big boys just yet until maybe the dynamic starts to click at the club. Because if you want to see what I was talking about, club atmosphere is brilliant because things are doing great. The players support me, but team cohesion is low because most of these players are new and there's no way that they're going to know how to play with each other. But don't you fret, guys. We have John Joe Shelby in charge of it all as vice captain. We're going to be fine. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. So stick around, hit the notification bell, and if you are one of the 80% who hasn't hit subscribe, if you do, we'll get very close to 5,000 and I'll absolutely love that. So I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.